let's jump into the next. We have two more topics to talk, and then we can even talk more. So, what are your thoughts about crypto and banks? Now, that's an interesting topic.
I think that there's a lot. They have a rivalry. They are competitors. They need each other, right? One is going to get outcompeted by the other, or they can kind of build together type of situation, which is what we're currently
Exactly.
seeing going on. And you mentioned, and that was a really good point that I kind of haven't thought of, is like the banks aren't going to lose their customers, right? They're going to at some point cave in, which, like I said, we're seeing now, where they're like, we have to integrate with this because they're going to figure it out on their own, so they might as well do it with us. Kind of situation.
Exactly.
So I think things are really good. I think there's healthy relationships right now. I don't pay too much attention, if I'm being honest, to like legislation around it. I know there was like some big news with crypto brokers, I think, getting like Fed accounts or some sort of crypto related like payment rails into the Fed account, which, you know, take it for what it is. But it's good to see them working together. I think it's kind of a sign of the future. What's going to be coming from them. I personally am working towards being like completely unbanked, 100%. Like that's the ultimate goal in my life, and it's going to take 30, 40, 50 years. You know what I mean? But that's my ultimate goal. So it's not something that I think about day to day, is how they're interacting and is it going to make my life easier? But when it comes to adoption, I think we're seeing good things.
100%. I have to elaborate on this. I agree. Like you said, the ones who see them as competition are the ones that are gonna be left behind. Literally, it's blatant. Now, my input, I've seen banks. Okay, let's start from the heads. Do any central bank approve of cryptocurrency currently, as we speak today? Yes, there is. We can start with the Central Bank of Nigeria, which they did that. We can go to El Salvador, which is a currency already, and all that. And then let's go to Europe and the States. JP Morgan does accept crypto, right? From my research.
There's, I would say, any major bank, is going to.
You know, and I've seen many banks in Europe that they're kind of smart enough to do their own bank, you know, and do deal with crypto, like the Kingdom Bank, if you've heard of them. You know, I think they're backed by Tron. So my question is, what is crypto and banks? They already exist. It's a matter of a race now, you know. So the ones that are not into cryptocurrency, the banks that are not into cryptocurrency, if they say, "Oh, it's gambling," "Oh, it's a bubble," and all that, then how is it a bubble if already there are banks that they do with it? So who is the bubble? Maybe you are the bubble. You know, like you're gonna explode. The one that don't have cryptocurrency because you're missing out. You know, so this is the interesting part. So I agree with you. We're in the stage where, okay, let's go. Also, there's this episode I did, quite interesting. It's called, there's about 20K banks, if I'm not mistaken, globally, and there's already 25K blockchains.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I'm not talking the 25K blockchains are legit and all that. And also, let's look at it in both perspective. Do you believe the 20K banks are actually legit? I mean,
is any bank legit?
Is any bank legit? We can even go to that level, you know. And I can tell you, in Lebanon, there's actually a secret bank, you know, where you don't need KYC to put your money. So literally, it's a money laundering bank, you know, but it's a bank legally. So what I'm trying to say is that we're on the same page. We know that banks are into crypto. It's not a history. It's not a what if. And I believe it's a fact of, as we're living, more banks are getting into it and more central banks are getting into it. And I admire America's influence and inspiration and education about cryptocurrency, where they went gung-ho. Okay, I read somewhere that, okay, crypto in our country is not legal, but it's allowed. let's say, kind of thing. And now they see Europe doing their own regulations. And from what I understand, in Europe, it's like kind of, if you have the capital, then we will give you the permission to open your crypto service, kind of thing. Now, what I think it's a bit unfair is, why do you need to put a boundary? Why do you need to put, like, if you have money, then you can make a crypto service? But eventually they'll also understand that, okay, so it can be done without money. Yeah, of course it can be done. Anyone can get their crypto and they can, do that. Then they might even make it more into an adaptation level, where the central bank will eventually approve of cryptocurrency, and it will become a requirement from the central bank to employ people who have knowledge in cryptocurrency, so they can offer it as a service, or to partner with crypto. I mean, I've been recently in an event, a very interesting event, where there is a software company that their job is to adapt a bank into cryptocurrency. So they have the technology where they can sell custom crypto custodial services and all that to a bank, and then make a bank a crypto also, service. So we're in this level, and the future is bright, and it's amazing. And the more banks, like, once Europe and more banks and legality, they're gonna get into crypto. We're talking about, there's a lot of billionaires there that they have their money on fiat, and we see how many 20 something trillion on gold. Okay, and this trillion, it's gonna go to Bitcoin. The 26 trillion. This is where all the money is. When you look at gold, you look at fiat, you look at control, government, and all that. And now people are understanding, and they're switching their money there. And so this is my opinion. Okay.